So Highguard, obviously, we watched this on the award show a month and a half ago, and we were like, great, another hero shooter. Looks like Concord. Looks fantastic, right? Being very
Yup.
facetious, right? We haven't heard shit about this game for a month and a half, and earlier this week, Paul Tassi comes out and says that Highguard did not pay for the infamous Game Awards final slot. Now, they didn't pay for the specifics last spot, but they still paid money to be in the Game Awards. If people don't understand this, let's say it's $100,000, right? You don't know what position you're getting. You're just paying $100,000 to get into the show, and then Keeley and his staff decides where they're going to go in the show, which would best fit for them. Somebody comes out when Paul Tassi writes this and puts it on Twitter, comes out and says, I heard from my brothers, sisters, cousins, nephews, whatever, like a Ferris Bueller type of thing, that Keeley just gave them the last spot because the last spot was from a game and they weren't ready. So they pulled it from the show and then they got the last spot in the showcase, right? And my thing is, cool, Keeley can do what he wants. It's his award show and stuff like that. But why did nobody say anything up until 4 days ago when we're a week before Highguard, and now they're like, oh, by the way, yeah, this is knowledge. Obviously, they didn't pay for that spot, and someone dropped out, and they just did it for to help them out. What do you think about this?
Well, firstly, this is a misleading headline. I'm really glad you just described it the way you did. Didn't pay for that spot, but they still had to pay, because the narrative that's running wild online is it was free. They didn't pay anything at all, and everybody's just kind of believing it because this headline is inflammatory.
Well, if that would make it even worse, because if he just gave it to free, then why is everyone else paying money for their spots? Do you know what I mean?
Correct, and that's what everybody's running with on Twitter. It's like, I can't believe it, and then we're still not hearing anything about it. I think if I'm the developers at Highguard, and I'm not, I'm just a fake wizard. But if I was them and I watched what happened, firstly, if I didn't know that we were getting the final spot, I'm going to be really upset with Jeff Keeley. That was a horrible setup of when you're dropping this and the setup, this is the most impactful game. I'm so excited for this game. I just played it. It's going to be great. And then it's Highguard, and the opening shot, we think it's Elder Scrolls.
Yep.
If I'm management at Highguard, I'm like, we are in deep trouble. Now, to their credit, their silence here is legendary. The fact
you think
that you're
legendary.
Legendary. I think it's legendary marketing.
Right,
you know why? Because we are chomping at the bit to tear this game apart. We are ready. I'm ready to tear this game apart if it launches another hero shooter riddled with microtransactions. What's the cost going to be going into it? But the fact we are left, okay, so that's the thing. Nobody's talking about that. So we don't know yet. I mean, yes, it's free. I have it wishlisted on Steam myself, but the fact that they're not saying anything keeps everybody in the dark. So we don't know that much. We don't know much more than just that trailer, maybe a handful of little details here and there, but there's nothing. All of the marketing is going into everyone talking about it.
Right. Now that's the genius part. We're talking about it right now. That's marketing, right? But we're not talking about it in a good way. We're talking about it in a do not copy this way, right? So we had a lot of expectations because Jeff Keeley set it up that way. He says, from the creators of Apex and Titanfall, right? Now, that statement alone is false because it's not the whole studio from people. It's 37 of 61 people that worked on Apex and Titanfall throughout their career or whatever, right? And so Apex Legends, if you remember, came out and nobody heard about anything until the day it came out, and they spent a shit ton of money for a bunch of streamers to show up, and they did the whole thing, and here we are 5-6 years later, and Apex Legends is still here, still moving, okay? So I assume when they said Apex Legends and this, and they went silent, everyone's like, oh, well, this is what they did for Apex. And so they're doing a shadow drop. And that would be fine. But they didn't shadow drop anything because they already told us about what was here, which negates doing the cool thing of saying it's a shadow drop, right? I don't think other people on the internet know how shadow dropping works. I don't think they know how to shadow works. There's your shadow, right? It's just there, right? It just appears, right? So they're confused on that, and I think that was a big expectation. They're like, oh, Apex Legends, they did a shadow drop, and now that's what they're doing. That's why they're silent. But it's like they already showed you what it was. Now, I think it would be legendary if they didn't do anything and they didn't say anything, but didn't show us anything either. Like we didn't know the game was existed up until this point, and then all of a sudden Monday comes, and you're like, boom, Highguard's here. It's a new free-to-play game, and they did exactly what Apex Legends did. I personally think this is a big like fumble. And I agree with you. You're saying it's legendary, but the only people that are advertising right now is Keeley and the award show Twitter account. The Twitter account for Keeley is 4 days. It's coming out.
About it.
A week away now, 4 days away or whatever. And I'm like, is he an investor? Like, what is happening here?
Maybe.
You're in advertising. This could be a really, really great advertisement that they're doing by not doing any advertisement.
But that's just it. There is so much buzz about it, and why we want to say it's negative, but it's not entirely. Concord got ripped on. Concord also had really janky gameplay. The maps were gigantic. The characters were horrible to look at. We don't know enough about this game. We're annoyed. We're like, another hero shooter. You know, I can't believe how they announced this. The last slot at the award show, we feel almost offended because of how it was presented to us at first. But if I'm this team and they've chosen to go dark and go silent about it, that's been great, because now all we're working with is question marks.
Yeah.
Now, to follow up on that, this game needs to be incredible.
Right. It has to land.
It needs to be incredible.
Good. Yeah.
So, like, you can run this silent campaign. Like, having that as the announcement, I actually think is okay. If it's good. And now hang on, because to do it, instead of doing like a conventional shadow drop, considering this is a new studio, you want to have some kind of buzz. Putting it with the Game Awards, that's a good place to do it, sure. Whether or not they knew it was going to be the last like announcement in the show, I'm sure they didn't. But then to be silent after that, this game has to be so good or they're done. Like, see, that's it. You could have it come out and it could be incredible and it could kill Arc Raiders or it could kill Marvel Rivals, but it has to be literally that good. And there's a chance it could be. We don't know.
Well,
we've not seen enough of it.
The problem I see is Twitter. Like, you don't have to advertise like we did in the past where you paid a crap ton of money. Like, you have your Twitter account. You could just tweet out and go, this is our different classes. Here's the different maps we have. You know what I mean? Like, here's a little bit of a story. They've done nothing.
But they're also saving money on that too. Think about it. By saying nothing, that means you're not paying. Well, you're probably paying for it to get ready for later on. So they're paying to some extent, but they're not paying for Google ads. They're not paying for Facebook ads. They're not paying for Twitter ads. They're not paying influencers right now. There is no massive $100 million promotion push leading into the launch of this game. So you're starting off on a better foot. This game might survive longer because they didn't explode their budget, their final silver bullet on a marketing budget to get this thing going. I have...
Seems like a big risk though, for a brand new studio, doesn't it though? Come on.
Absolutely. This is the biggest risk, but silence, the way that people are talking about it now and the fact that everybody's talking about it, that's worth its weight in gold. If you can deliver, that's it. I mean, like, I'm giving them the biggest benefit of the doubt. This game has to blow everyone away. If it's that good, they will win.
My Twitter account my Twitter account has more followers than theirs, which is just sad.
No, I think they don't need it. They don't need it. They
hope you're right.
They have free and I hope I'm right too, because I want to see this game defy.
I don't want to see a game be a Concord, right? Like I'm just confused and baffled on how this works, because this could be the biggest win for them if they didn't market it and it comes out and it's a hit, or it could be the biggest flop and you're like, well, duh, you didn't advertise it. That's why it failed.
It wouldn't. So see that, I think, and that's the problem. If they were advertising right now, everybody would be tearing it apart, because everybody wants to hate this game because it's easy to hate on. It's easy content. It's easy to make videos on. It's easy to get 10,000, 20,000 views from even like just grifter hate commentators, right?
Yeah.
It's too easy to hate on this. So to suck the air out of that room, they are now controlling the conversation. If they drop a game that is incredible, they will win the day. And that, like, it's better to be silent now, because now, you know what's going to happen? You're going to have people install this just because they're interested. It's free.
Oh
It's
yeah,
a free
well,
game.
one, it's free to play.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like now you're going to get more. You have the ability to possibly get more installs simply on curiosity. It's a
All
free
right.
game.
Well, let me ask you this then, right? Obviously,
Yes.
Marathon's coming out in March. They're doing a free beta in February because they don't know. They're trying to feel the
That
room,
game's
right?
cooked.
Which one?
Well,
Obviously, one's free to play and
Yes.
one's $40, but one's a brand new studio and one is a very well-known studio of Bungie that's had massive hit after massive hit. Which one of these games do you think has better player numbers? Obviously, it's a little weird because it is free to play, but when I say player numbers, people that are actually interested in still playing, like let's give it a month from the launch of each game. Which one do you think has better player numbers? Highguard or Marathon?
I wish I can give a solid answer, but this is how crazy the gaming world is right now. Highguard could come out. It could explode the internet. You could have a ton of millions of people could be playing around the
Could be
world.
the next Fortnite. We don't know.
And by the time Marathon comes out, Highguard could be dead.
that is true.
This studio, Highguard Studio, could launch Highguard. They could make millions and millions of dollars profit. The game could die out, and then that's it. Nobody's playing Highguard anymore. But they still made millions and millions of dollars. Like, that's how insane the gaming industry is right now. Battlefield is an example. Call of Duty is an example. These are games that like sold, like Monster Hunter Wild, selling all those millions of copies, making all this money. And then it had all the problems and people stopped playing the game. But they're still profitable, like insanely profitable.
Zinto says, I would say Marathon probably, since it has sunk cost. Well, here's the thing. Sunk cost is a little different, right? Time invested in a game, regardless if it's $40 or if it's free, is still time invested, right? You want a game to respect your time. So if it's free to play or if it's $40, if the game's fun, the game's fun. So my next thing is that we talked about this earlier in my stream is because Marathon's coming out, right? And we'll talk about a Marathon story in just a second. And Arc Raiders is the biggest thing right now. Like, they're increasing the numbers of people playing Arc Raiders.
Yeah.
Now we're going into February. They have the open beta coming out for everyone that can try Marathon. Do you think people, obviously same genre, but different styles of the genre of extracting? Yes. Do you think there's going to be enough people interested? Right. I watched another streamer say that Arc Raiders actually helps Marathon because it made it more open to people to come in and try an extraction shooter. Do you think Marathon can grasp and have this another extraction in this genre of all these other extractions right now, especially with Arc Raiders so high on the list?
If I have to, let's just like role play that idea. All right, I just bought Arc Raiders. I just spent $40 on Arc Raiders. I'm having a blast. I'm playing with my friends. You know, it's like, I understand this game. I'm into it. I'm still playing it.
And I got to pull the handbrake.
Marathon comes out.
Yeah.
Why am I switching games?
That's what I said. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Why would you switch games if you're having fun over here? Why am I going to go to the grass is greener on the other side if I'm already having fun where I'm at?
I think Highguard is different because Highguard's the hero shooter. So that's not the extraction game.
Yep.
Arc Raider came out. It's too big right now. If I was Marathon, I would be more afraid of Arc Raiders than anything else. But I really don't know. If I'm Marathon, I'm afraid anyway, because you spent way too much money making this game, and it's a big risk. Well, and you're going to have monetization built in. And I believe they still have monetization built in.
Oh,
right?
100%. It's Bungie. Yeah, they didn't.
And it's a $40 game. And all right, so now, and we also know that the amount of people actually purchasing games is declining. Like that's a big statistic. People, I believe the number is like 2 games a year now is the average gamer purchasing 2 games a year, which means they're staying with games they own longer or playing free to play. Highguard is looking pretty good right now for that free to play installation. Marathon should have been free to play, or at least maybe $20-$30. That $40 premium priced, and then saying we're still Bungie. People, you ain't Bungie from 2000.
Correct.
You ain't Halo Bungie anymore.
Yeah, you're Bungie by name only. Yeah,
you're Destiny Bungie, and you got a lot of controversies, and people are sick of your crap. People are done. And here's the difference here. Highguard, people are willing to be negative about. But if that game comes out and it's really good, people will want to see it win. That's the difference.
Yeah, because it's new. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's new, because it's a startup. People,
Independent
they're an underdog.
studio. Yep.
Independent studio. They have the wind in their sails if they deliver a good game. Bungie, people would celebrate seeing Bungie collapse.
Yeah.
Just for the fun of it, of being able to say, you got too big for your own good. You forgot about me. I'm the customer that made you as big as you are. Now I want to see you fall. And Marathon could help do that. I
said Marathon will probably hit on Steam probably 150,000 concurrent. I think that's what they hit, and then they kind of fall off real fast. I think the Bungie crowd, I think the people that love Bungie, people are still holding on, sort of like fans of Star Wars. They're still holding on to that Halo Bungie. They're still holding on to that early Destiny Bungie. You know what I mean? Like they feel like, oh no, this is it. They can't do this to us again, right? And that's what I feel like. So I think they go into Marathon, and Marathon is the straw that breaks the camel's back for people that are giving Bungie one more shot. And that's why I think Marathon does good in the beginning, and then it kind of falls off real fast, and they just kind of chase it. And Sony needs it to be a hit. They can't close it down like Concord in 13 days.
Yeah, and even further than that, Marathon could be a great game. Yeah. It actually could be a great game, but you have a $40 price point. You're going up against Arc Raiders, which people have already purchased and are loving and are still getting into. I'm still seeing organic Instagram reels of streamers playing Arc Raiders. Now, games don't usually last this long, right? But for Arc Raiders to be sticking around this long, that's a really good sign, and like new uploads, like recent uploads. So no, Arc Raiders is continuing to grow, and the Arc Raiders team and how they're expanding the game, they're going to keep releasing new content.
Yep.
They're not just going away. They're going to fight. But Marathon, another $40. You're Bungie. You have the baggage of being Bungie. You have all the controversies from the past. You have the fact that the alpha that they ran, that was a failure. I don't know. It's not looking good.
You said earlier you don't have time to play a lot of games, right?
Yes.
If you haven't, have you bought Arc Raiders or no? You haven't played Arc Raiders?
No, and I really want to because I see my friends playing it.
So you haven't bought Arc Raiders.
Yes.
Free to play. Highguard's coming out and Marathon's coming out. You have to pick one. Which one are you picking?
I'm playing Highguard. I'm playing Highguard on day one.
Are you?
I'm playing Highguard on day one because I have the question, just like all of us have the question.
You are making the time for Highguard. You're making the time for Highguard.
It is on my wish list. I'm like, you know what? This could be one of the greatest gaming marketing moves we've ever seen. If this game is incredible, I want to see them win. Prove me wrong, please. I'm tired of being right.
Well, okay. Do you want this game to win so much because you're in marketing and the way they're marketing, not marketing the game? Does that kind of impress you from a marketing standpoint?
If this works, now, again, it has to be incredible. This game has to be genuinely good. It's going to defeat the entire, I work in marketing. That doesn't mean I like the fact that marketing.
No, that's what I'm saying. Are you impressed by what they're doing? Hey, that's what I'm saying.
I want them to destroy every marketing consultant in gaming. I want them to destroy every consulting agency. That's the big push now is there's big money in consultancy for marketing on video games that they come in and they say, oh, we got to do all these things. We got to get all the such and such and such streamers. We're going to pay hundreds of millions of dollars on these things. And now your budgets are dramatically inflated. It's the same thing in Hollywood for movies, by the way. Yep. Your budgets are dramatically inflated. And now you've got an even bigger uphill battle to go to try to break even on this thing. And you might not sell enough copies to do it. So, no, I want to see Silence worked. They used controversy and then won in the end. I want to see that happen.
Yeah, so I have to say, you pitching the way you just did with Highguard, I kind of you move my barometer to the other side now. I think I'm more pro Highguard than I was against Highguard now.
If this game is bad, I think we crucify him. I think that's what we do. If this game is bad, crucify them. Not actually, but don't play it. Tear them apart. Make all the videos you were waiting to make. All right, everybody, go out and let them know we don't want this crap. But if it's good, they deserve to win. Because they took a bad marketing situation and because there's somebody in the room telling them, guys, we got to make a short. We got to make a YouTube short. We have to make a TikTok right now. Like, we have to hire such and such Twitch streamer and get them to make a video. We got to get Tim the Tap Man. We got to get this peanut guy, the angry peanut dude. We got to get the angry peanut dude to make a TikTok for us. And for there to be the boss or whoever's in control to say, no, we're doing nothing. We're going to drop the game and the game is going to win on its own merits. That's leadership. I want to see them win.